Hi, this is Cameron back in with another vinyl collection video. This is number 54, 8 part 14. So I'm wrapping up my albums that start with the letter A. I counted it up, or I looked at my record, and I have 243 albums that start with the letter A. So this is the second last of those videos. Then I'll get into albums that start with the letter B, and I have 685. So it's going to take about, 40 videos to get through the letter B. So let's get started. One of my very favorite rock bands of all time. It's from UK, featuring Vincent Crane from The Crazy World of Arthur Brown. This is a keyboard-based band called Atomic Rooster. This album I have is a reissue from the 80s. It's called Death Walks Behind You. Then a follow-up album. Oh, sorry, that was from 1970. A follow-up album from 1971, Atomic Rooster and Hearing Of. Then from 1972, this is an original, made in England, Atomic Rooster. Then from 1972, the album, or 1973, the album called Nice and Greasy in UK was retitled number 4 in the US. This is an original, Atomic Rooster 4. And then their final album before Vince Crane took his own life, Atomic Rooster Headline News. And this album came out in 1983. Now, John Ducan has reformed the band on a few different occasions. I haven't had a chance to hear any of that music, so I can't judge the quality of it compared to the Vincent Crane-led band, in which John Ducan was part of as well. Okay, another band that I really enjoy. They were very big in my city, Winnipeg, Canada. This album came out in 1971. I had a chance to see them live when they reformed in the early 2000s. This is a band called Audience, and they're sort of an art rock band from the UK. This is House on the Hill. And this gets regular airplay in my city, still on classic rock radio. And that was their third album. I have the first two on CD, but not on LP. And then the album Lunch, which came out in 1972, was their final album, for fourth and final album, Audience. Then I want to show 3 albums by Brian Auger, who started off with Steam Packet. He does rock and jazz. So Steam Packet had featured Long John Baldry and Rod Stewart. This is his band in the 1970s, mid-70s. So starting off from 1974, Brian Auger's Oblivion Express. The album's called Straight Ahead. Then from 1978, a reunion of his earlier band. This is Brian Auger and Julie Tippett's Encore, 1978. Then from 1986, although on the internet it says 1982, so I wonder if mine is not a reissue from 1986. Brian Auger solo album Here and Now. some authentic Hawaiian music. Ted Auletta and his Beach Boys. Hawaiian Shores. This was to come out in the late 50s or sometime in the 60s. I couldn't get a date on this on the internet. Then a jazz album, Oryx Jazz Festival 81 All-Star Jam Session featuring Freddie Hubbard, Stan Getz, Jerry Mulligan, Bob Brookmeyer, Milt Jackson, Roland Hanna, Ray Brown, and Art Blakey. This came out in 1981. So I don't have a very big jazz collection on vinyl. I have a pretty sizable one on CD, but I still consider myself quite a novice when it comes to jazz. So I enjoy watching other people's channels like Gavin T and some of the others in the VC who are heavy into the jazz, and I learn a lot from those folks. Next up, band out of Australia called The Models, and of course they were retitled the Australian Models when they were issued in Canada and the United States. Out of Mind, Out of Sight. This came out, they're a new wave band. This came out in 1985. So I'm not sure if this was repackaged or if this is a straight off reissue from their Australian album of the time. Next up, another authentic album of Hawaiian music. This is called Authentic Music of Kauai, Maui, Hawaii. This would have come out again in probably the 1960s. Like the cover. That's what's great about the different Hawaiian albums is the covers. So often beautiful women or different symbolism about Hawaii. So either authentic from images from within Australia or images of the people from outside Australia about what they dream of, sort of the exotic nature of Hawaii in the 40s and 50s. And finally, from 1949, a 10-incher of Gene Autry's Western Classics Volume 2. So that's it for this edition of my vinyl collection, number 54. There's one more of albums that start with the letter A, number 55. And then I'll start with the albums that start with the letter B. Look forward to hearing your comments, and take care, and please subscribe. Bye-bye.